third annual An Evening With, and I will say that this is one of my favorite performances of the year. It's something that we've obviously only done a handful of times, but just really just a cool vibe that we're able to put on with this. And it was just years and years that we'd done jazz band and show choir and had a concert performance at the end of the year in May, and you had that kind of sandwiched in between choir and band, and it was almost felt rushed. So it was kind of like time for us to have a jazz concert, have a show choir concert that featured those groups. Then obviously you had the opportunity to walk through the set shop and see a lot of our young artists in the National Junior Art Honor Society and the National Art Honor Society led by Mr. Casper. And they do a fantastic job. It's just a really cool evening. Feel free to it's not, I don't want you to feel like it's the typical concert setting where you come in and sit in a chair and then you sit there for the entire time. And feel free to get up, walk around, check out the pieces of art in the set shop. And then obviously the cool vibe also carries over into where you're seated today, because I know that many of you have seen your son or daughter up on stage performing, but you've never had the opportunity to actually sit on stage. And then when we bring jazz band up in the show choir, I mean, they're going to be so close. I told Mrs. Etheridge earlier today that, if she sits over here, she could actually reach out and touch Joey's tenor saxophone while he's playing. We get a nice picture of that, something, memory forever right there. But this is just that loose type of jazz club type of vibe. So if you feel like you need to get up and use the restroom, or you want to go get something to drink or a concession, feel free to do that. And, we won't bat an eye. We'll just keep going with things. We are going to kick things off with the show choir, and I'm going to bring Mrs. Cipriani up to the microphone. Mrs. Cipriani.
All right, thank you so much for being here. These guys have been working so hard to put the show together for you guys, and they are ready. Come on out. This is a combined group of our Singing Storm and Hurricane Harmony today. Their first number is from the musical Wonderland. So it's all about the Mad Hatter.
Born by me, is that understood? I have a dream. It's got a full head of steam.
All right, this next number is a Princess Power medley. It's all kinds of princess songs from Broadway and a lot of other Disney songs thrown in. So it's taken from a group of Broadway performers who perform at like a supper club in New York, and recently they've been taking it all around the country, and it's different Broadway stars come and just perform their favorite show songs, and they kind of do little spoofs of them and things like that too. So it's a real fun number. You're going to recognize probably every single song that you hear.
I'm as mild and as meek as a mouse. When I hear my command, I obey. But I know of a spot in my house where no one can stand in my way.
Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything?
I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs?
I've got 20, but who cares?
No big deal.
I want more.
I've been staring at the edge of the water long as I can remember, never really knowing why.
I wish I could be the perfect daughter, but I come back to the water, no matter how hard I try.
Do you want to build a snowman? It doesn't have to be a snowman.
Go away, Anna.
Okay, but I know you. I walked with you once upon a dream. And if I know you, I know what you'll do. You'll love me at once the way you did once upon a
Dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartaches. Whatever you wish for, you keep. Have faith in your dreams, and someday my prince will come. Someday I'll find my love, and how thrilling that moment will be when the prince of my dreams comes true.
Look at me, I will never pass for a perfect bride or a perfect daughter. Can it be? I'm not meant to play this part. Now I see that if I were truly to be myself, I would break my family's heart. Don't fail me now, courage, don't desert me.
People always say life is full of choices. No one's ever mentioned fear.
Oh, how the world can seem so vast on a journey to the
Window is open, so's that door. I didn't know they did that anymore. Who knew we owned 8,000 salad plates?
Fears from these empty halls. Why have a ballroom with no walls? Finally, they're opening up the
What's that record again?
gates.
Streets.
Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be a part of that world.
a dazzling place I never knew. But when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear. And now I'm in
dull provincial town.
And you'll never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or whether we are white or coppered skin.
We need to sing with all the voices of the mountain. We need to paint with all the colors of the wind.
Stays behind me. One day I'll know how far I'll go.
Let it go, let it go. I am one with the wind and sky. Let it go, let it go. You'll never see me cry. Here I stand, and here I'll stay. Let the storm rage on. Impossible things are happening every day.
And I want to make sure you give a big round of applause for Desiree Gales, our beautiful accompanist. And hopefully you realize she was singing while she was playing, and that is not an easy task to do. So, awesome job. Before we do this last number here, we've got, let's see who we got over here. Kaylee Sanal and Cade Barkley, Amber Rice, Alora. Good thing I'm not singing today. And Desiree Gales, Izzy Santiago, Nissan Bruce, Julia Gill, I guess I can't walk away, and Annabelle joined us for our dancing. All right, our final number is Speechless from Aladdin.
Here comes a wave meant to wash me away, a tide that has taken me under. Swallowing sand, left with nothing to say, my voice drowned out in the thunder.
But I won't cry, and I won't start to crumble. Whenever they try to shut me or cut me down,
I won't be silenced, you can keep me quiet, won't tremble when you try it, all I know is I won't go speechless. 'Cause I breathe when they try to suffocate me, don't you underestimate me, 'cause I know that I won't
Thank you so much for our amazing soloists, Amber Rice, Desiree Gales, in the beginning here. And we're going to take a short little break. The jazz band is going to bring all their equipment out here. So feel free to get up, get some more, look at the artwork and get some more, food or whatever you would like to drink. Stretch. All right. Thank you so much for being here.
Just in case. Because if I get a picture with him, so I don't look like a bum. Because that's what happened during Peru, where I look like a bum. He was dressed up for the day, and I didn't.
since the week before Easter were shorts. They shorts for me. Don't worry. So you're by the middle of June. I'll be at the conference. Is that right?
Really, she slept the entire time. Our flight down, she slept. Our flight back, she slept.
That's awesome.
She's
Hey, at least you got to fly back.
Did y'all know?
Oh no, I had to rent a car and drive.
Y'all were there?
yeah.
I remember seeing.
I kept seeing this. I know I kept high-fiving her every time we saw her.
I didn't, but she messaged me. She took a picture. She was like, I
Is that
see
what it
you.
was? Oh,
You were eating. That's what you were doing.
so that's probably if you didn't see me with her, I was like, they're going all for limited. So that's probably what it was. Because I was looking for everybody. Yeah. You enjoyed that time, huh? Not really. No. Do you do what I do?
Okay, little transition. Thank you so much for being patient. Obviously, welcome again. It seems like we've had a few people fill in. One of our favorite events of the year, way to feature our special performance groups. You know, these students put in a ton of extra time. I don't think many people even realize that once marching band season is over, these things pick up right away. I know the show choir starts on day one in August, September, and then we pick up at the end of October, early November, and we go all the way to the end, all the way to the end. So really proud of this group. This is the High School Jazz Ensemble. Okay, there you go. And you know, we're just hitting our stride because we do have some special events coming up. We're looking forward this week. On Tuesday, we're performing for the Tri-C Jazz Festival adjudication. And again, in Cleveland, you know, we often think of our Cleveland Guardians and our Cleveland Browns and our Cleveland Cavaliers as being like, you know, the center of things in our community. But, you know, really when it comes down to it, the music scene is ridiculous in this area. You know, if you think about the Cleveland Orchestra itself at Severance Hall, most people don't even know Severance Hall is there, nor have they been in it. And they're one of the top 3 orchestras in the world, on the planet. Okay, yes, definitely deserves a round of applause for that, for sure. And then the jazz scene, you know, we have one of the largest jazz festivals in the world that happens like 10 minutes from here. And most people don't even realize that's going on. This will be the 23rd year in a row that Brooklyn has participated in the Tri-C Jazz Festival. So we're really excited about that. That's on Tuesday. We're performing at Westlake with a number of other bands, and we have professional adjudicators, and we put some music together, and it's just an awesome experience for everyone to be able to work with musicians that not just from Cleveland, but from New York City and Los Angeles to come in and run clinics with our students. They gain a lot from that. That was our warm up. That was just a little bit of blues, and what's cool about that is everybody's improvising. We're going right down the line, and everybody is taking a solo. When they stand up, it is not written down. They are creating on the spot, which is really cool. You don't have anything, right in front of you. Oh, I'm going to play this and play that. It's not written out. It's a unique performance, so what you just heard, you will never hear the exact same way again, which I think is the coolest thing about the art form. This first tune that we're going to play is called Backbone, and it was made famous by the Thad Jones Mel Lewis Orchestra, which performed at the Village Vanguard in New York City when we visited New York years and years and years ago as on a band trip. It was like one of the, I loved seeing the Statue of Liberty and the Empire State Building and all these things, but we had different groups we were responsible for, and so I had a group of students and Mr. Black and myself, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna walk 30 blocks so that I can see the Village Vanguard. And we did. We walked 30 blocks, and we got there, and it basically was a red awning over a doorway, and it said Vanguard. And that was it. I took a picture, and I was like, we walked 30 blocks for this. But a historic band that performed there. This is one of my favorite jazz tunes. It features a number of soloists, so please enjoy the Thad Jones arrangement, the original arrangement of Backbone. That's how you start a jazz performance. Whoa. There's the reason it's called Backbone. Wow. We featured a number of soloists on that. Started off with Zach Dyson on the alto saxophone. And then back to the trumpet, Evan Chung on trumpet. And we threw it back up to the front, Joey Etheridge on the tenor saxophone. And back a row for the trombones, Kai Gasper on the trombone. And then took a little double at the end there on the drums, Koya Stramek for sure. All right, we're gonna slow things down a little bit and do a ballad. This is featuring Carson Ardum on the trumpet. Okay, we're moving here, we're moving. We have some switching to do. This is just a really cool tune. It has a really catchy melody. It's haunting. Okay, and sometimes when we rehearse things, you know, you have to explain things in a way where it's like, man, when somebody wrote this tune, they had to be feeling something about this, you know? You can just feel the emotion in this tune. And it gets upbeat again, but then it goes back to that sad sound at the end, you know, with the lonely horn playing the solo. So a really, really cool number. It features Carson, like I said, on the trumpet, as well as Florence Sokol on the trombone. And this is Without a Trace. Enjoy. Okay. Man, so hopefully you're feeling what I'm talking about in there. You know, when you hear that, like, somebody was sad about something when they wrote that song, you know, without a trace. So out of the larger ensemble, and those first two tunes are two that we'll be performing at Tri-C. And this next group, though, that I'm going to introduce is going to play some combo tunes. And we take just a few people out of the group to do some of these combo charts. And they have like a little bit of a Latin feel to them. And really, when it comes down to the combo, the whole concept of the combo even beginning was that big bands back in the day, it got to be a little expensive. You know, people are going from town to town, and you got 20 people coming in. You might have Frank Sinatra standing out front singing, leading the group, maybe a Benny Goodman, Glenn Miller, you know, those groups. And it became like, all right, well, these club owners, you know, we could spend less money, and we could pay our musicians more, but only 5 musicians come in. So you have this rhythm section, and things begin to, you know, be centered around the improvisation. So you play a little melody, and then people improvise, then you play that melody again, boom, we got a song. Okay, and so a lot of the complexity goes away, but it gets more intense when it comes to soloing. And so we have a few of our veteran players that are going to be featured on this next tune. It is a fantastic groove provided by our rhythm section. This is Song for My Father by Horace Silver. All right. Zach Dyson on the alto saxophone. Joey Etheridge on the tenor saxophone. Florence Soko on the trombone. Carson Artem on the trumpet. I think that's it. I got everybody on it? All right. And then our rhythm section. We got to talk about a rhythm section here. We have a fantastic rhythm section. It is not often where you have a group of students that can come in, and regardless of if there's a basketball game, if there's a baseball game, if there's a track meet, if somebody was absent from school that day, that you have people that can just sit in and cover everything on drum set. And we're blessed and lucky to have this crew. Featured on that last tune was Shariah Gales on the drums. Shariah Gales on the drums. And about to take over for this next tune, Koya Stramick on the drums too. I have to say, I know that when you get to this point in the year, we're getting close. Getting close to the end of the year, and it gets to be an emotional roller coaster here at the end. We just had a once-in-a-lifetime performance in Orlando a few weeks ago, and then we come out, we have some major events coming up, and get to basically all the work that we've done, we get to go out and enjoy the fruits of that labor. And Coy is an awesome. Coy says every time he says my name. That's it. No, I'm just so proud of him, because if you had an opportunity to see the musical this year, Matilda, Coy was in that pit, playing drum set in the pit. If you had an opportunity to come to our March concert and see that show, that performance, he was, along with Shariah, one of the drummers that performed the Disney piece that we did on stage. He's been with us in the jazz band these last few years. And I can't say enough about him, because in my area of teaching, I had that opportunity to see them start in 5th grade and then graduate. And it is sad, because you've had them for 8 years, and all the students get sad and they cry on senior night and at the banquet, but man, I got to do it every single year. They go and they're like, oh yeah, the real world, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, we get to stay here and do it again next year. Yep, say goodbye again next year. And so it's a tough thing, and but I'm blessed that I have that kind of a job where I can see that growth in their musicianship, and they become young adults, and it's just awesome. The maturity, the whole thing, where you can now have a conversation about music with somebody, which is really cool, and they understand. He came in, and I know that I was hard on him at first, which I usually am on with the drummers, and just turned it around. Every week I would say something to Coy like, man, work on this, and the next week he'd come back, he worked on it. And then, hey man, work on that. Listen to this, check this out, you should do this. And sometimes old Sullivan sit down at the drum set, and I'm not that good, but I'm like, I know how it should feel, and I want it to feel a certain way. And Coy embraces that and is able to do that. And he will be missed. I think he's an outstanding musician, outstanding young adult. I wish him the best. I know that he is going to assist with my HVAC at my home. So my yearly inspections, Coy said that he would take care of that for me. So I'm like, all right, cool. So it's who you know. But I can't. I would be remiss if we left tonight without giving a round of applause for senior Coy Ostermick. And we have a few seniors that I'll talk about. I'm not going to go. I'll get you. You know what's coming. But let's move on to our next tune. And this is a classic band that played this. It's called Easy Money, and it's laid back, it's chill, it's relaxed. And in the Count Basie band, everything was centered around the rhythm section. And so there are long spans in this where it's like, man, nobody's playing. Well, yeah, they are. They're over here. Okay? So the rhythm section, when we go into rehearsals, I say the rhythm section should be able to play the tune without the horns, and it should sound like the tune. So you should be able to enjoy the rhythm section if all the reeds and the brass didn't even show up. You'd be like, oh, okay, they know the tune. And so we have an outstanding rhythm section that you're going to hear quite a bit on this next tune, as well as soloists, Evan Chung on the trumpet, And Zach Dyson on the alto saxophone. And Lydia Bendis on the piano. This is Benny Carter's Easy Money.
Nice bass player.
Man, there's a nice little bass solo in there, right? All right, so let's recognize our soloist, Evan Chung on the trumpet. On the alto saxophone, Zach Dyson. Lydia Bindis on the piano. And you are right, there is a section we get to that, and I told Emma Tran the other day, I was like, you know that you have a solo. And she's like, no, I don't have a solo. I'm not going to play a solo, Mr. Sullivan, never. And I said, you have a solo in this tune. And she's like, what tune? I said, oh, you have it in Easy Money. Happens towards the end where everybody kind of just dives out and it's just you. And so Emma Tran does have a solo on Easy Money. I would say that I planned that from the beginning, but I didn't. It was purely accident. But yeah, I tell you what, with the Count Basie band, just phenomenal. And so Evan Chung on the trumpet over here. This guy, I told a story a few weeks ago about Carl Lovano. We had a jazz guy that would come in years ago. Joe Lovano was a Cleveland native, Grammy Award-winning tenor saxophone player, just unbelievable musician. And every chance I can get when he comes back into the area, I'd love to go see him play. And his uncle Carl had a connection to our program, and years ago, he would come in, and this guy, he didn't read a lick of music, okay? But man, he could solo like Dizzy Gillespie. He was unbelievable. And so he would come in, no rehearsals, we just stick him in the trumpet section, and I would stand up next to somebody that would, when it was time for Carl to play, one of my students would reach out and kind of tap him on the shoulder. And Carl would he just play all this stuff, and everyone's like, oh, standing ovation. This guy's unbelievable. And then when it was time for Carl to stop playing, he'd reach over and go, and then the guy would stop playing. He just knew. He's like, I'm not going to try and play the charts, man. I don't want to embarrass myself, but I will solo. So he'd come in solo. And so we discovered something about Evan Chung this year. We discovered that here's this guy, a senior, and he writes his notes in from time to time in his music. All the time. He admits it. He's like, I write in my notes, man. I haven't learned them. And I'm like, you've been playing since 5th grade. I know this. But I write in the notes. But what's hip is Evan can hear, man, and he can solo. And so I don't know if you noticed, but I think James did. Evan knew when he had to start, but James kind of reached over and was like, you're done. But I tell you what, man, to have that kind of a talent, and I know that as far as next year is concerned for Evan, I know that he is undecided, but man, he is capable of many, many, many things. Anything that he wants to do, I know that he can do. I'm so glad that in his senior speech when we were during marching band season, he said something to me that really struck a chord, no pun intended on that, but he said something to me like, it was something that I said to him that I kept saying, Evan, you need to come out for band, man. He took a year off. And I was like, you need to come out next year. You need to come out next year. And the thing that really changed his mind was when I said, we need you. I'm trying not to do the hand because everybody makes fun of this, so I just turn. That's the new thing, man. I'm Batman. I just turn around. No, but I have to give it up because I know that if he hadn't come back, then what we just experienced would not have happened. Give it up for Evan. Okay, we are going to move right along, and actually, I think that we're going to feature a vocalist here for a special little performance. And Mrs. Cipriani, if you would like to do the introductions, that would be awesome. This mic cord's not going anywhere far, though, I will say.
Yes. All right, we have a special treat for tonight. Miss Amber Rice has a solo with us, and her stepfather, Mike Daly, is going to accompany Miss Amber. This is a song that was featured in the Netflix series, The Queen's Gambit. I Can't Remember Love, right?
I remember springtime. I remember when it rained. I remember nighttime, the happiness and pain. I remember you, but I can't remember love when I do, when I do. I remember nature and many other things. I remember Big Joe Turner, what he sounds like when he sings. I remember you, but I can't remember love when I do, when I do. Was it only yesterday or many moons ago when love turned and walked away? Where, oh, where did it go? I remember as a child I played with kings and queens. I remember growing older, losing childish things. I remember you, yet I want to remember love. And I do, and I do, and I do.
Thank you so much, you guys. It was a treat. Hand it back over to Mr. Sullivan here.
Man, that was cool. That was really cool. And so tonight is about a lot of talented musicians here in Brooklyn, and one of those is Zach Dyson in the front row over here. And Zach is lead alto, and I tell you what, man, I've watched this guy grow. He holds first chair in concert band. He practices. I've watched his soloing change over the years. You know, where some people are just hesitant, like, oh, I don't want to solo, and then now it's like, who wants to solo? Zach's hand goes up. Who wants a solo? I'll do another one if you need me. Okay. If you need me to go at the end, I will too. I can go twice if you need me to. And so just to see him do that and to hear that from him is awesome. And then one of the things that has really just impressed me these last few months is that he expressed an interest in playing beyond high school. I know he's thinking of attending Kent State University. And he's made some connections there, and interested in playing beyond here, interested in playing jazz, interested in playing in their concert band, marching band. And so, any way that you can continue that talent onto the next level is just a real treat and is awesome. And I can't say enough about him as this year's band president, our lead alto in this section, and I look forward to coming to see some of those concerts in the future down at Kent State. Give it up for Zach. All right, Joey Etheridge. Joseph Etheridge, right here. All right, so last year at the end of the year, I said, Joey, you're going to do jazz band next year, right? Joey was like, yeah, I'm going to do jazz band. I'm like, Joey, you're going to be the lead tenor, man. You're going to have to solo. Joey's like, but I'm not going to solo. Not going to solo, man. I was like, Joey, you should solo. No, I'm not good at it, man. I'm not going to solo. And the change has happened this year because convinced him that he could solo and stand up and do that. I don't think people realize the kind of determination and guts that you have to do that, to stand up in front of a room full of people and then express yourself in that way with no notes on a page. You're just making it up off the top of your head. And that's easier said than done. We've had a number of people do that tonight, but I know that the step that Joe took wasn't just a step, it was a huge leap forward for him to take that on and stand up and plug his horn into a microphone and play a solo. I know that next year he's going to be attending Evangel University, and he's looking to play beyond high school as well. He's been involved with just about every single thing that you can be involved with, and I know that his mother, she loves to take those pictures, man, when he's got the soprano sax, the alto sax, the tenor sax. He's got them all there. He's holding them. She's like, let me get a picture. My kid plays them all. And I know that she's so proud of that. And I'm not going to talk about the whole family because I know that this is the end of an era when he graduates. And I'm going to save that for the banquet. But Joe has impressed me day after day after day. He took a solo ensemble this year, prepared that, and played it beautifully, and was one of the best, and then auditioned from school with that solo and was one of the best recipients that they received. He's just impressed me day after day with his musicianship and his growth as a young adult. I'm impressed with him and wish him the best of luck. Joey Etheridge. All right. Okay. I think I got them all. I got all the seniors. Why don't we give a round of applause for all these seniors? Before we play our last number, which features a number of solos as well, including Joey, which is cool, I can't get through tonight without thanking Lydia Bindis, because you can go ahead. I don't know how many years we've been doing this. Mr. Black and I would have to go back and look, but I know that the piano part is always laid out and it's solid and I don't have to worry about it. I tell her, I give her all the music in October, November, and I'm like, we'll see you in January or February, because we have a lot of work to do. And I tell the students, man, when Mrs. Bindis comes in, she is the best musician on the stage. And I was blessed to also have her kids in class and graduate from Brooklyn. And but it is true. She went to the Oberlin Conservatory, which is one of the top music schools on the earth, and she was a bassoon major there. She plays piano for us, but bassoon is her instrument. She's a phenomenal educator, a phenomenal piano player, and we're blessed to have her sitting behind the keyboards. Give it up for Lydia. All right, and then I told the students this the other day. I know one more, okay? The other night, Mr. Black and I are rather good friends, and he texted me the other night, and he's like, I'm at the school, and I'm going home, because I can't do it anymore. And I can only imagine, we set up this 20-foot ladder. You can't even believe it. It's 20 feet A-frame. And it goes up there and it reaches these lights. And we did a musical in March, and a concert at the end of March. All this lighting that was out here, all these spotlights, someone has to move those and then hang them up there to make it look like this. And he was here till after 10 o'clock, earlier in the week. And then we've come in and he's moved things around to make it look this way and to give this vibe. You know, there's a lot that goes into that, more than you can ever imagine. To have a presence like we do on YouTube, Dmitri Shostakovich, the famous Russian composer, actually complimented our group yesterday. He's passed away 40 years ago, but you know, there's somebody that's Dmitri Shostakovich out there and was like, phenomenal job on the march. I love to hear the tubas. But without Mr. Black, there would not be the Brooklyn bands on YouTube. We wouldn't have all the subscribers that we had. We wouldn't see all the videos that we're able to post, the concerts, the marching performances, the GoPros, all that stuff happens because he does it. And we're blessed to have him. And it's not like he's doing this and he's like, oh, I got to do this because it's my job. He does this because he loves to do this. And he loves to do this for kids. And so any chance, because I know it's a thankless job, but any opportunity you have to thank that guy sitting over there with the headphones on, okay, make sure that you do, because when you see the lighting at any event, he did it. Okay, give it up for Mr. Black. All right, I think we're going to have a quick basket raffle. I keep delaying the last tune. We have a quick basket raffle, 50-50, that type of thing, and I think Mrs. Childers and Mrs. Lotus are going to come out and take care of that for us. All right, here we go. Which is this one?
This is the trivial basket with all the different trivial. So it's a red ticket. It's number 8202391 for trivial basket.
Can you guys see?
Yeah. 802-391.
802-391.
Yes. There you go. Congratulations. Okay, so this is for the movie night basket, all the candy, the gift card, and other treats. It's red ticket once again, 802-410. 802-410.
802-410. All right, congrats.
And then the last basket is the coffee/tea basket with gift cards to Dunkin's and Starbucks. So once again, it's a red ticket, 802-369.
You got a winner right here, 802-369. Okay, our final number this evening is, I think, a favorite of the band, and it has it's called Crescent River Ramble, and so it has this New Orleans groove that's going on, Shreya on drums, and it's just a really cool, funky, kind of features all the different sections, as well as some soloists, some solo work. I know that we have solos on drums from Shreya, and then Joseph Etheridge is going to stand up and blow a solo on tenor sax. Without further ado, our final number this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Crescent River Ramble. No repeat. There you go, no repeats. So let's do that real quick so everybody knows. We're not going to repeat in the solo section back to 71. Just one time through, no repeats. One. One. Two. One, two, go. All right, let's have one huge round of applause for all of our student musicians this evening. Show choir, Hurricane Harmony, some solo vocalists, as well as our jazz ensemble. Give it up.
Hi guys, you know me.
Thank you so much for coming out this evening. What was that?
Hi, Mr. Sullivan. Hi,
Oh,
it's me.
I'm sorry. I was like, I'm hearing something. Is someone in the balcony? Is there someone in the balcony? All right.
No, it is me. Well, hi Brandy. Hi guys. Thank you so much for coming out. We all appreciate you guys very much. Obviously, we're the ones playing on stage, but there is one person in this room, well, multiple people, but one person for us, our group, that really set this together, that really put this, and a few years ago, we didn't have this. We only had Tri-C Jazz Fest, Lakeland Jazz Fest, and maybe at the May concert if you're lucky. But there was one person, and he said, hey, we need to show off our kids because he's proud of us. And that is our director, Mr. Sullivan. And I don't think any of us truly know how much he gives up and how much time he spends here. He probably spends more time here than I do doing anything, really anything, studying, practicing, anything. He is so dedicated to us, our group, this school, everything. It's truly amazing to witness, and it's really something I don't think any of us take for granted. Like, we're not as thankful as we ever could be, and there's no way we could be, because he's been doing this for years, and he'll do it for many more, and that's truly something special. So, thank you from me, thank you from all of us, thank you from everyone.
Thank you. I can't follow that. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for making our third performance of this in 4 years a success. We really appreciate it. Make sure that you check out the artwork in the set shop. Make sure that you shake hands with Mr. Casper. He's been instrumental, no pun intended, in putting that all together. Mrs. Becker as well with the National Junior Art Honor Society. They've done a phenomenal job, and you've heard a lot of talent from our musicians, but check out some of the artwork, the visuals that you can see in the set shop on your way out. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you next time. Take care.